name is Vineet and I'll be the instructor for all of you today. Okay. So in this comprehensive Java course, I'd like to explain first few things that are present in this very course. So as you can see, the course has been divided into 6 weeks right here. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. In the week 1, we'll be going through Java basics and Java constructs. Moving on, in the week 2, OOP concepts and interface and enums. Week 3 will cover the dynamic data storage and threads. In the week 4 we'll cover exception handling and JDBC. That is the database part will cover each and everything, the connectivity, so that in the 4 weeks you'll get all the concepts that are required for developing a Java project or a Java application. Hence after that in the week 5 and week 6 we'll be working on projects. Now let's see other things that will be available for you in this very course. Regular online classes on every Saturday and Sunday. So that means every week you'll get 2 Saturday and Sunday classes that will be of 2 hours. Okay. You'll choose your own pace to learn. That means you can go at your own pace. If you're unable to understand a particular concept, then you can request for a class again. Similarly, what you can do, you'll be having a midweek doubt clearing sessions, okay, so that you can clear out your doubts if you have any doubt during on any topic that was taken in the class, right? 24/7 support on Skype, email and phone. For your help, our experts will always be present online for you, and on Skype you can come online and you can ask as many queries as you want. This Skype support can be taken all the 7 days of the week. That means you'll have a one-to-one session with an expert and you can show the errors that you're facing by sharing screens on Skype. Okay, the expert will take you through and he'll let you know how to rectify all those errors. So that will be the complete practical thing, right? And there's no time limit to the Skype support. That means it could be of 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, completely up to your need, and there is no time given to you. Whenever you need, you can take it up and come online, right? You just have to request for it and you'll get that Skype support at that particular time. Now, you can email us on our email ID, that is support@edureka.in. You can call us on our company number that is available on the website. Recorded sessions of each and every class will be provided to you, because sometimes what happens, you are unable to attend a class due to some reason, right? So in those cases, you can go through the recording and learn from that. Even once you have taken up the class, you tend to forget the concept that you learned in the class, right? So in those cases also, you can just go through the recording and rebrush your skills. Now, the important thing, you'll be doing your project under the guidance of an expert. You'll make your project. If you're a BTech student, you know what is the importance of a project. And if you're a professional, you will be working on projects even now, right? So you'll be developing a project so that you can apply your concepts that you learned during the course. It is very important to implement your concepts. Hence, this project is given in this very course. We'll spend the entire 2 weeks on developing your project. We'll be discussing in the class and you'll get the entire 2 weeks to develop your project, to work on your project, right? Finally, you receive a certification for the same from Edureka itself. That certificate will be globally accepted and can be verified from our website. Now, the lifetime access to the learning management system, that is the LMS. The LMS is available on the website. I'll just give you a look of the LMS. So just go to edureka.in. After that, log in with your Facebook account. Okay, once you're logged in, go to My Courses and go to Comprehensive Java course. You'll come here. This is the Comprehensive Java, that is the LMS of Comprehensive Java course, in which you'll find all the videos that will be taken in the class, the installation guide for installing the environment that is required to develop Java application. You have got assignments, solutions, you've got quizzes, everything available over here. So it will really help you to learn faster. As well as you have got the latest discussion also. You can just post in your queries and this will be visible to each and every person, so you can interact through this. Okay, so I hope you're quite clear with the course highlights. Please write down on the chat window, then we'll move on to the Java concepts. All of you, please let me know, are you quite clear with it? Nandini says clear, sir. What about the rest of you? Gautam, Mahi, Vimal, Chetan? Chetan says yes, sir. Okay, I hope everyone is quite clear. Moving on. Now first of all, we come to what is Java. What do you think Java is? Please write down on the chat window. All of you, do you know what is Java? Okay, I'll give you the answer. Java is a compile once run anywhere language. That means it is a platform independent language. Nandini says it is an advanced programming language. Yes, it is. Vimal says yes. Okay. So I was saying it is a compile once run anywhere language. That means once you have developed your Java application, that Java application can run on any platform. It is a platform independent language. Let's see what this presentation has to say. Java is not just a programming language, but it is a complete platform for object-oriented programming. That means in this, the concepts of object-oriented programming are used in Java, right? Like the inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, right? And other more on the top of it, everything that is done in Java, every operation, it is performed on classes and objects. So always, whatever code you write in Java application will be present within a class, and when you have to use that class, you'll be creating an object of that particular class. Don't you worry, you'll understand what is a class and object in the later part of today's class. Moving on. Your Java contains two things. One is the JRE, first of all. JRE is the Java runtime environment which is required to run your Java application onto your systems. Okay, it creates an environment in which the Java application can survive and run. Now it includes all the class libraries which provide application programming interface so that your application can run. We come to JDK. What is JDK? JDK is Java Development Kit. As the name suggests, it is used for developing Java applications. If you want to develop a Java application, it is really important that you have your JDK installed onto your system. So all of you, please let me know, are you clear with this? That is Java, JRE and JDK. Then I'll move on to the next slide. And whenever if you have to find JDK or JRE onto your system, just go to C drive, go to program files. Within that, you'll find a Java folder. Open it up and you'll find JRE. Okay. Nandini says, why do we need a support system JDK? It's like it provides, you must be aware that if you have got a previous programming background, then you must be aware that whenever you develop a program, you use many functions that are predefined, that are present in predefined libraries. Okay, so this JDK includes all those libraries that are present in Java, using which you actually develop, you are able to develop new Java applications using those functions, using those libraries. So all those things are present in JDK. Like when you create an array list, you just use the name array list. So where is it defined? It is defined in the JDK, in one of the libraries of JDK. Are you clear, Nandini? Okay, Nandini says thanks. Moving on. I come to Java Virtual Machine. As I said, Java is a platform independent language. So what is the component? Which component actually makes Java platform independent? It is because of Java Virtual Machine, that is JVM, and due to bytecode. Now what does JVM do? JVM runs the bytecode. Now before that, what is a bytecode? Once you write a Java application, that application is present as a source code, that is the .java file. Okay, once you compile that .java file, it's get converted into a .class file, that is the bytecode. Okay, the .class file contains the bytecode. That .class file is sent to some other systems locally or through a network. When that bytecode reaches that particular system, there will be a JVM present. Now that JVM will read the bytecode and will convert the bytecode into instructions that could be understood by that particular machine. Okay, and this is why JVM makes Java platform independent. To add something, I'd like to tell JVM is actually a machine dependent component. Like for Windows, JVM is different. For Mac operating system, JVM is different. And for Linux, there's a different JVM. But they all have one common property, that is they can understand bytecode. They can convert the bytecode into a language that could be understood by that particular machine. Okay, so please write down on the chat window, are you clear with this part? The bytecode and the JVM. which makes Java platform independent? Let me know. Chetan says clear. What about the rest of you? Nandini says clear. Okay then. Now how does Java work? Java compilers convert your bytecode from human readable to something called bytecode in the Java world. As I said, once you write your Java code and you compile it, then it gets converted into the bytecode, which is the .class file. Now the bytecode is interpreted by a JVM, which operates much like a physical CPU to actually execute the compiled code. Okay, it converts the entire bytecode into instructions that is understood by that machine itself. Now there is a just-in-time compiler present in JVM, which is a program that turns Java bytecode into instructions that can be sent directly to the processor. Okay, so this is the overview how Java actually works. We have already gone through it in the previous slide. So let's move on, and now we come to the practical part. That is the basic Java syntax. First of all, what are classes and objects? A class is a collection of objects which have the same parameter as their class. Okay, now in Java, as I said, whatever code that you'll be writing, it will be present within a class. Nandini says why the compiler is called the just-in-time compiler, because it actually reduces. It is not operable every time. It is used only those times. Just-in-time means at that particular time whenever it is required. Okay, just-in-time actually is used to reduce the execution time while converting the bytecode into instructions. Okay, so it is said just in time because it is called at that particular time itself whenever it is required. Okay, please write. Okay, Nandini says clear, sir. That's good. So I was saying, whenever you write a Java code, it is present within the class. Okay, any code, whatever is present in your application will always be present in a class. So class actually encapsulates your code. Okay, it provides a cover, it provides a protection. So once you define a class, you have many parameters within it, like everything, and you create an object of that class. An object is anything that really exists in the world. So every operation is done using objects. Class is just like a template using which you can create as many objects as you want. Now whatever parameters and methods and properties will be present in a class, and when you create an object of that particular class, then all those things can be accessed by an object. Okay, object will also possess all those properties and parameters. Like this is an example object. Its class had a method and there were certain variables like this. So when you created the object of that class, all those properties and methods was inherited by the object as well. It could be used by the object as well. So in other words, you can say we create an object so that we can use the things that are present within a class. Okay, so let's see a very small example of a class and an object, how to create it. So this is the IDE. As I told you that there is a Java instruction guide present in the LMS. So using that guide, you will be installing this IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment, the software that is required to develop Java applications. So this is called Eclipse, and I'll show you how to create a project in Eclipse. Go to File, go to New, select Java project. Let's say the name of the project is welcome_Java. Okay, I click on next and I finally click on finish. Now here is the project that is listed right here that I created right now. Okay, every project that you create gets listed on the left side of the window of Eclipse, that is the Package Explorer. Now in the source folder, I'll add a class because I want to write something, so I have to add a class in this source folder. I'll just right click, go to new, and in this I've got a class. So I'll just click on that. I'll give a name to the class. Let's say class 1. Okay, the name of the class is class 1 itself. Now I'll add a main method to it and finally click on finish. Now what is the main method? Main method is actually the starting point of your application. Whenever your application runs, whatever things that are present in the main methods get executed, it is called. Okay, so first of all, when you run your application, main method is called, and the things that are present in main methods gets executed. Now you have created a class 1 using the class keyword. Whenever you define a class, whenever you declare a class, you'll be using this class keyword, and then after that you write the name of the class, you open up the curly brackets. Okay, I'll just remove this part right now. You open up the curly brackets and then you close the corresponding curly braces, right? So this is a class that is named as class 1 using the keyword class. Now within that, when I want to have the main method, so I put the starting point in this class itself. You can have as many classes as you want. You just have to right click on your source folder, go to new, go to class and add another class, right? Now I'll show you how to create an object of a class. So we have a class that is class 1. So I'll write class 1. First of all, write the name of the class. So the name of the class is class 1. Then I mention the name of the object. It could be any name. I'm writing it as OB equals to new operator. What is the function of new operator? As soon as you write the new operator, what happens? It allocates memory for that object. Okay, it is actually created in the memory, and hence you can use it. So that is why it is said objects are the real entities that are present in the real world. Okay, now write class 1 OB equals to new. Again mention that class name, that is class 1. Put the parenthesis opening and closing simultaneously, and then put the semicolon at the end. Now this way we have successfully created an object of class 1. So all of you, are you clear with the syntax right here that I've shown you right now? How to create an object, how to create a class? Please write down on the chat window. Nandini says yes sir. What about the rest of you? Chetan, Vimal says yeah. Good. Okay, then getting back to the presentation, I come to data types in Java. Data types define the nature of a value. In real world, we have got many kinds of value like numbers we've got letters, sentences. So how to use those information, how to use that data into a Java application, how to store it. Now for that, we have got data types which defines the nature of a value, whether it is an integer value, whether it is a character, whether it is a string, right? So we need different data types to handle the real world information. These are the data types that are available: long, integer, short, byte, double, float. So these will represent different kinds of values that are present in the real world, using which you can define variables which will be storing your values. Okay. Now static versus non-static variables. You can define a variable like integer x equals to 5. That means you have a variable that has been named as integer, that has been named as x, and x can store an integer value. Okay, so you write integer x equals to 5. 5 value was assigned to x. Now you know what is a variable, but what is a static or what is a non-static variable? Static variable are shared all across the object of a class. Okay, there is only one copy present. So static variables are used all over the application. It could be used anywhere. There's only one copy of present. Now, and any one of you tell me what is the real world application where we could use a static variable? Please write down on the chat window. Can give me an example where we could use a static variable? Any one of you? If you do not know the answer, you can write no on the chat. I'll give you a good one. Chetan says no. Okay. Nandini says sorry, no idea. Vimal says sorry. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's consider a company. Okay. Now in that company, there will be many employees present. Each and every employee will have a profile in the company, right? And in those profiles, there will be a common component present that would be the name of the company. Every profile will share the same name of the company. So what we can do, we can define the name of the company in a static variable. We can store it in a static variable and share with all the profiles. Even if the name of the company changes in future, we just have to make a change at one particular place and it will be reflected in all the profiles. So have you understood the example that I've given you right now, the use of a static variable? Please write down on the chat window if yes. Okay. Now, non-static variables are not shared. Vimal says, please repeat once. Okay, Vimal, as I said, there is a company like Edureka is a company. In Edureka, there are many employees. Each and every employee will have a profile in the company. And every profile will have a common thing, that is the name of the company. So what we can do, we can store the name of the company in a static variable and we can use that variable in all the profiles, right? Even if the name of the company changes in future, you just have to make a change in one particular place and it will be reflected in all the profiles because there is only one copy of the variable present. It is a static variable. Are you clear now, Vimal? Nandini says, okay, got it. What about Vimal? Are you clear with it? Okay, that's good. Now we come to the non-static variable. Non-static variables are not shared. There is a separate copy for each individual live object. So these are normal general variables that you create. Those are called the non-static variables. Static variables cannot be declared within a method. There is a condition with static variables. You cannot declare a static variable within a particular method. So let's see how to define a static variable. Now we have a class. What I'll do, I'll mention the static variable. So I'll write static keyword. Now whenever you declare a static variable, you have to mention the static keyword. After that, give the data type of a variable. It could be integer, string, anything. So I write integer. Let's say the name of the variable is x equals to, I assign a value. It is not necessary that you have to assign a value, but if you want, you can do it by using equals to 10. Okay, I put a semicolon in the end. Now as it was written, you cannot define a static variable within a method. Main is a method, so within that if I define the static variable, it will show me an error, right? So I'll just move it outside. That means you have to define it globally. Okay, the reason is that if you define that static variable within the method, what happens, that static variable gets confined to the scopes of the method itself. Now this bracket till here is actually the scope of the main method. So it will be confined to this main method itself. Okay. Now after that, how to use a static variable. Since this static variable was declared in this class itself, so you can directly use it like this, that is system.out.println. This is the command using which you can print a particular thing onto the window. You can see the output, you can bring the output. So if I want to print, I can simply use it like this. I can pass x in this and it will print the value of x. So if I run the code, for running the code, you just have to right click on your project, run as, and run as Java application. And you can see the value on the console window, that is 10. Okay, so the value of x was 10. Other way of using it, when you are using it in any other class, I told you that you can use a static variable all over the application, so it could be used in any other class as well. So when you are using it in any other class, what you can do, you can create the object of the static variable like this. After creating the object, just write the object ob and mention dot. After that, you'll find your variable, that is x. Okay. One way is this, that is create the object, and using the object you can use the static variable. Other way is you can also use the name of the class to use the static variable, that is class1.x, because static variable actually acts as a property of a class. Okay, it is actually related to the class, integrated with the class, hence you can use the name of the class and then the static variable. So all of you, are you clear how to use a static variable, how to declare it? Please write down on the chat window so that I can move forward to the next one. Okay, that's good. Chetan says yes, sir. Vimal says yes. Nandini says yes. What about the others, guys? Don't be quiet. Just try to be interactive. Moving on. We come to operators in Java. We understood that how to define the values using the data types. We understood how to store values using the variables, but you can also perform different kinds of functions using those variables, using the values that are present in the variables. Now how to perform those operations? It is done using the operators that are present in Java. The operators have been divided into different categories like assignment operator, arithmetic, relational, logical, and unary. These are the 5 categories into which these operators have been divided. The assignment operator is simply the equals to operator. That is, when you write integer x equals to 5, that means you are assigning a value 5 to integer x. Similarly, I hope you are quite clear with the assignment operator. It is quite simple to understand. Just to assign a value to a variable x equals to 5, that means 5 value was assigned to the variable x using the assignment operator. Second one is the arithmetic operator, like subtraction, when you have to subtract a value; addition, when you have to add two values of two variables; multiplication, division. Now can any one of you tell me this operator? What is the name of this operator right here? Please write down on the chat window. Chetan says modulus operator. Exactly correct. All of you, do you think Chetan is correct? Vimal says mod. Okay. All of you, can you all hear my voice? Please let me know. Okay, good. Nandini says ampersand. No, it is not the ampersand operator. It is not the ampersand operator. Ampersand operator is the and. In English, you write and, that is the ampersand operator. Okay. Now, modulus operator, what does it do? It actually returns the remainder of two values. Once you write like x equals to 3 and y is equals to 2, and when you write x modulo y, then it will give you a result. Can any one of you tell me? X equals to 2, y equals to x equals to 3 and y equals to 2, and if you modulo them, what will be the result that you would receive? Chetan says 1. Nandini says remainder 1. Exactly correct. You receive a remainder 1. Give me one more answer. If x equals to 7 and y equals to 5, what will be the remainder? What will be the modulo? Chetan says 2. Exactly. So you have understood what is the function of this modulo operator. Yes, Nandini, it will be 2. We come to the relational operators. In relational operators, you can compare the values, like whether the value of x is greater than y or not, whether the value of x is less than y or not, greater than equal to or not, less than equals to. Now, what is this operator? Why are we writing two assignment operators? Can any one of you tell me, when I write x double equals to y, what am I really looking for? What I'm comparing? Please, can you tell me? To compare the equality. Chetan says exactly correct. Hence, this is called the equivalence operator. Okay, you check whether the values of two variables are equal or not. Okay. Finally, when you have to check not equals to, you'll be using this operator like this, that is not equals to. Moving on, we come to the logical operators. Logical operators always works on two conditions. Okay, first and the second. So if the first one is true and the second one is false, or they could be, if there are two conditions, there could be 4 cases. The first case would be both the conditions are true. The second case could be first is true, second is false. The third case would be first is false, second is true, and the fourth one would be both the conditions are false. Now if you put conditional and between them, between both the conditions, so if first is true, second is true, it will give you a result true. If first is true, second is false, it will give you a result false. If first is false, second is true, it will give you a result false. And if both the conditions are false and you conditional and them, then it will give you a false result. That means out of 4 conditions, it only gives you a true result when both the conditions are true. So all of you, are you clear with the conditional and operator? Then I'll move to the conditional or. Nandini says clear. What about the rest of you? Okay, very good. So I move on to the next one, that is the conditional or operator. This one is conditional or. Now in conditional or, what happens? Out of the 4 conditions, it will give you true results in 3 conditions. That means if either of the conditions are true, it will give you a true result. For example, if both the conditions are true, it gives you a true result. If first one is true, second is false, it gives you a true result. If first one is false, second one is true, it gives you a true result, and it gives you a false result in only one case, that would be when both the conditions are false. Okay, so I hope you're clear with the conditional or operator as well. Please let me know. Then I come to bitwise and bitwise OR. Nandini says yes. Now bitwise and bitwise OR work similarly as conditional and conditional OR, but the only difference is that they work on singular bits. Okay, so if 1 and 1 is given and you bitwise AND them, then it will give you a result 1. 0 and 1 will give 0, 1 and 0 will give 0, and 1 and 0 and 0 will also give 0. Okay, so the outputs always remain same. They work similarly as the conditional one, but they work only on bits, the singular bits, either 1 or 0. Okay, now I come to XOR. This is an XOR operator. Now can you tell me in how many conditions out of 4 will this XOR operator give me the true result? Any one of you? Chetan says 2 conditions. Chandni says 4. Vimal says 2. Now those who have told me, those who have given the answer as 2, they are correct. Now can you mention those conditions? Chetan says 0 and 1 is one condition in which it will give true, and 1 and 0, exactly correct. When the conditions are actually alternate, if first one is true, second is false, it will give you a true result in XOR. If first one is false, second is true, in that case also it will give you a true result in XOR. But if both the conditions are same, like both the conditions are true, XOR gives a false result. If both the conditions are false, XOR gives a false result. So Nandini, are you clear with it? Have you understood what is the truth table for XOR operator? Okay, good. Now I come to the unary operators. Single plus, that means if when you have to make a number positive, when you have to make a negative number positive, you'll be mentioning plus before that, it will be positive. If you have to make a number negative, mention this, unary negative. Now increment operator is used to increment the value of a variable by 1. Let's say x is equals to 3 and you write x double plus, then it will increment the value of x by 1, and now x will be equals to 4. Okay, so incrementing the value by 1 is the function of this increment operator. Now similarly, the decrement operator will decrement the value of a variable by 1. If x equals to 3 and you write x double minus, then it will decrement the value of x by 1 and it will make it 2. Negation operator, that is the not operator. It will just give you the component of a condition. Like if you write not true, it will give you a result false. If you write not 1, it will give you 0. Not 0 is 1, or not false will give you a result true. So it will just complement the values. Okay, it will give you the opposite of that value. So all of you, are you quite clear with the operators? Have you understood them? We'll be using these operators when we cover the if-else construct. Nandini says yes. What about Vimal and Chetan and others? Shashank, Saurav? Okay, good. Now I come to statements and blocks. A simple statement is a command terminated by a semicolon. So once you write name equals to Fred, you find a semicolon. So this is one statement. Okay. A block is a compound statement enclosed in curly braces. You have an opening curly brace, there is a closing curly brace. Within that you have got multiple methods. So in a block you can have multiple methods. You can find one semicolon, so one statement, second semicolon, this is second statement. Finally, I come to the third point, that is blocks may contain other blocks as well. So a block can have another block within that, and it can also contain multiple statements. So let's check out whether these things are available in our small program or not. So I can find a semicolon right here. So this is one statement. This is one statement. Another one is this. Now let's search for a block. This is the opening curly brace, and I find the corresponding closing curly brace. So this is one block in which we have got multiple statements right here. Let's find for the third statement. I find another block over here, and this is the closing corresponding block. So in that we have got a block and we have got multiple statement, one statement here, two statements here. So a block can also contain multiple blocks or it can contain multiple statements within it. So I hope you are clear with this concept. It is quite easy to understand. Now let's understand one more thing, that is Java executes one statement after the other in the order they are written. Okay, so if you write 10 statements, so first one will get first executed, then second, then third, and then fourth. If you want to test it out, you can just come here. I'll just comment this. I'll just system out values till 1 to 5. Okay, so first one will print 1. I'll copy the statement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll change the values 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. Now, if Java actually executes the statement one after the other, then I should receive these numbers in ascending order as they are written 1 till 5. If it does not happen like that, then I can receive any random order. Okay, so I just run this code. I click here, and on the console window you can see 1 till 5. That means that statement is quite correct, that Java executes their statement one after the other, line by line, in the order they are written. Okay, now many Java statements are flow control statements. You can actually control the flow of execution of a Java application. You can alternate the flow of execution using the alternation constructs like if else, switch. Okay, and you also have got loops in Java, that is for loop, while loop, do while loop, so that you can repeatedly execute a particular job. So let me show you the few Java constructs that are available in Java. If else, switch case, for loop, while loop, and do while loop. We'll be going through each one of them one by one, and the very first one is if else construct. You mention the if keyword first. Within that you place a condition. Okay, on the basis of that condition, if that condition turns out to be true, it executes these statements and leaves the else block. If this condition turns out to be false, it executes the else block and it will leave this one. Okay, it won't execute these statements. So you're alternating the flow of execution of Java programs. Let's check it out on Eclipse. So I come here, I'll just remove this part. So I'll write if control space and I get the option of if and else. I'll click on that and I'll have my if and else construct. I'll place a condition within that using the static variable itself. So x is less than 10. Okay, I put a condition x less than 10. I'll just print out a statement system.out.println. I'll print a string that is true. Okay, if it is true, it will come in if block and it will print true. Copying the same statement, I come here and I add false here in the else block. Now all of you tell me, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive on the console window? Chetan says false, Nandini says false. Exactly correct, because the condition here is false. The value of x is equals to 10, it is not less than 10. Hence, it will skip this part and it will directly come here. It will print the false statement as you can see in the console window. Now I'll just show you a few conditional operators because they are something new and complex. X less than 10. I'll copy the same condition. Now tell me, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? All of you, please write down on the chat window. Nandini says true. Chetan says false. I'll go with Chetan and he's correct. That is, we'll receive a result false because, yes Vimal, it will be false because this condition is false and even the second condition is false. So if both the conditions are false and you put the conditional and, then in that case it will give you a result false. Conditional and only gives you a result true when both the conditions are true. So I'll just make both the conditions true right now and I run this code. I'll receive a result true on the console window. Okay. I'll just change it to conditional or I'll just show you one more expression, that is, let's say first one is true, second is false. Now tell me what will be the result. All of you tell me on the chat window. Chetan says true. Okay, if you think so. Vimal says false. What about Nandini? Nandini says false, and this time Nandini and Vimal are correct. That is, you'll receive a result false because Chetan says false, sir. Because first condition is true, second is false. In conditional and it will give you a result false. Now I'll change it to conditional or. Now please tell me what will be the result that I would receive. Chetan says true, exactly correct. If I run this code, I'll receive the result true. In conditional or, I will only receive a result false in one condition, that is if both the conditions are false. Okay, I just changed both the condition to false. I run this code and I receive a false result on the console window. Okay, now final, I'll just show you the XOR one. Now tell me what will be the result. I'll just change both the conditions to true. In both the false, it is simple that you can guess it is false. Now both the conditions are true. What do you think will be the result when I run this code? Chetan says false. What about the rest of you? Nandini says true and Vimal says false. I run this code and I'll receive a result false because both the conditions are same right here. So when the conditions are same and you put the XOR operator, it will always give you a result false. Just make one condition true or one condition false right now in our case. So first one is false and second one is, first one is true and second one is false, and I run this code, I'll receive a result true. So all of you, are you clear with the conditional operators that are available in Java? Please write down on the chat window. Nandi says okay, got it. Okay, that's good. What about the rest? Chetan says clear, sir. Vimal says okay. Moving on, I come to switch case construct. How to use switch case in Java? You write the switch keyword right here. You pass an expression within that. On the basis of this expression, you make different cases, like case condition 1. If it is equals to condition 1, that means if expression is equals to condition 1, then it will only execute block 1 and it will get out of the switch case using the break statement. Okay, break means it will get you out of the switch case. Okay. Chetan says, what if we do not put any condition in if block? Chetan, just try it. It will give you an error. Okay, you have to place a condition in the if block, right? If means you have to give a condition. If this happens, you are getting my point. If you do not give this happens, it will be incomplete and you cannot use it like that. Okay. Please let me know if it is clear to you. Chetan says, okay. Case 2. If condition is equals to 2, then it will execute the block 2 and it will use the break statement to get you out of the switch case. Default is not important, Nandini. If you want to handle the other values which are not present, which are not listed in cases, then you can use a default one. If you do not need them, you can just remove the default case. I'll just show you. I'll just comment this part. Control 7 will comment the multiple lines. So I'll use switch, I write control space and switch case. I'll just declare the expression that is integer key equals to, let's say, number 1. And I'll make few cases till 3 case. Okay, I'll make 3 case. In that, if case 1, system.out.println, I'll print case 1. Okay, let's copy the entire thing. Control C, V, and V. So first case, second case, and finally the third case. And I save my file. Okay. If you want to remove the default, here it is, I remove it. Now, I'll change this also 2 and 3. Now, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? Please let me know on the chat window. Everyone. I request Mahi Sharma to also actively participate and write down on the chat, give some answers. Chetan Vimal Nandini says case 1 exactly correct. When I run this code, I'll receive case 1 on the console window. Okay, I think you know how to use a switch case, so I'll just remove this. Now tell me what will be the result that I would receive. Vimal says, yes sir, I know it. So tell me guys, if I remove this break, first one, what happens now if I run this code? Nandini says error. Okay. What about Vimal and Chetan? What do you think? Vimal says case 1 and case 1. Okay. Okay, now I run this code. Chetan says case 1. Vimal says case 1 and case 2. Now this time Vimal has given me the correct answer. We'll receive case 1 and case 2 because this break statement was getting you out of the switch case. Okay, when it is case 1, then we only want that this statement should get executed. Okay, hence after that we use a break statement, right, so that we can get out of there. If break statement is removed, it will also execute the next one. After executing, it finds the break statement, so it gets out of the loop. Even if I remove this, it will also execute this one. So I run this code and I receive case 1, 2 and 3, right? So everyone, are you quite clear with switch case and the function of break statement that I've used right here? Nandini says yes. So, but it will not enter in case 2 because it is not true. It will enter, I just showed you. Chetan, when I remove this case, absolutely it will go to the case 2. Just see, I'm running this and right now it will print all the 3 cases, case 1, 2 and 3. Because there was no break statement available in between. After case 3 it found a break statement, and here it is no use of break, because after that it will get out of the switch case automatically. So after that there is nothing to get printed, there is no case, so you receive case 1 and 2 and 3. Are you clear now, Chetan? Please write down on the chat window if yes. Okay. Okay, if value of key is 2, then it should also enter case 1. No, it won't enter case 1. That's a good question. I just move case 2 and I'll remove all the break statements. Okay, so on the basis of expression, what it does, it directly jumps to that case and after that it executes everything if break statement is not present. So when it is case 2, it will only print case 2 and case 3, not the case 1 when I run it right here. So I receive case 2 and case 3, not the case 1, because it directly jumped to case 2 and it executed. So it should have encountered a break statement to get out of the switch case, but it was not there, so it went to the third one as well. If I make it 3, then only case 3 will be executed. Okay, as you can see right here. So I hope you're clear. Chetan says okay sir, got it. Good to know that, Chetan. I save my file now. Let's get back to the presentation. Now we'll be going through few loops, that is for loop, while loop and do while loop that is present in Java. We'll first understand the syntax and working of all the 3 loops all together, and then we'll go to Eclipse and implement the 3 of them again. Okay. So first of all, for loop, you write the for keyword first, you open up the brackets, within that you initialize a variable, put a condition and increment the condition, increment the value of the variable. Okay, when the condition is true, it will keep on executing the statement. So let us see the flow of this. First of all, the variable is initialized. When this code gets executed, the value of I is set to 0. After that, the condition is checked right here, that is I less than 5. Moving on, if the condition is true, it goes inside and executes all these statements. After that, it comes here and increments the value of I. Again, it checks the condition. If the condition is true, it will come inside, execute the statements, go here, increment the value, and again check the condition. This cycle will keep on going till the condition becomes false. So in this case, as soon as the value of I is equals to 5 after increment, it will come and check. So 5 won't be less than 5, hence it will get you out of the loop. At that time, it won't execute statement 1 and 2. So all of you, are you clear with the flow? Then I'll move to the next loop. Chetan says yes. Okay. I come to while loop. Similarly, as for loop, you will be initializing a variable. You put a condition on which the loop will run, and as many times the loop condition turns out to be true, it will be executing the statements and incrementing the value of I. So first of all, variable is initialized, that is I equals to 0. Moving inside, checks the condition. If the condition turns out to be true, it goes inside and executes the statements right here. After executing, it increments the value of I and then again checks the condition. If the condition here is true, it will again go inside, come here, increment the value of I and then check the condition. It will get out of the loop as soon as the condition turns out to be false. So are you clear with it? Nandini says in for loop in that those three parts are mandatory. Yes. I'll show you various variations using which you can write the for loop. Don't worry, just understand the standard one, and when we go to Eclipse, we'll show you how to do it. Okay? So I hope you're clear with while loop also, and then we come to the do while loop. In do while loop, you've got an integer I equals to 0 initialized. After that, you come inside the do block and you execute the statement. After executing the statements, you come here, increment the value. After incrementing the value, check the condition. If the condition is true, it again comes and executes the statement, increments the value, and then again checks the condition. It will do the same thing till the value of I is equals to 5. That means the condition turns out to be false. Vimal says give example. I'll give you the examples on Eclipse, Vimal. It is not possible to provide you examples on presentation, right? So let me know if you are clear with do while loop, so I'll directly move on to Eclipse. Nandini says yes, Chetan says yes sir. What about Vimal, are you clear with it? Okay. So I come to Eclipse now. Again I'll comment all this part. Control 7 and I go down. Now in here I'll write first of all the for loop for keyword. Opening the parenthesis, integer I equals to 0, initializing it. I'm taking the same example, I less than 5 and I plus plus. Okay, I move inside. Now I'll just print the values of I itself, system.out.println, and I pass I. Now all of you let me know, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? Vimal says 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you agree with Vimal? Chetan says 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and that's the exact answer. Nandini, it won't be 1, 2, 3, 4. When I run this code, I'll receive 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as you can see on the console right here. Okay, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because first time the value of I is 0, it comes here, checks the condition and directly executes the statement. 0 is printed, after that it increments it to 1. Now it checks whether 1 is less than 5 or not. It is true, goes inside, it will print 1. It gets 2. 2 comes here, 2 is less than 5, it prints 2. It becomes 3 here, 3 is less than 5, it again comes here, prints 3. It becomes 4 here, 4 is less than 5, it prints 4. Now after that it becomes 5 here, 5 is not less than 5, it won't print this time, it will get out of the loop. So all of you, are you clear with the working of for loop? Nandini says okay. What about Vimal? Okay, good. Now you can also do it like this. Control X and you can place integer I less than 0 here, and after that you can write the for loop like this. Okay, this is one more thing that you can do. You can also do it like this. You can place the increment here and put the semicolon. Okay, so this is also other variations by using which you can do. Now tell me, if I remove the semicolons, so will it give me an error? All of you let me know. Chetan says yes, Vimal says yes. Exactly, it will give me an error. I'll just show you. I'm removing it. It will give me an error because this is the syntax of for loop. It needs to find 2 semicolons within the parenthesis. Okay, it is the syntax as I said. Okay, absolutely correct. Now let's comment this and we move on to the while loop. So I write while, control space, and I find while loop with condition. So let's use the static variable itself. Let's place a condition. The name of the static variable is x. So x should be less than 10. I'll initialize the value of x to 0. Okay, x is equals to 0. I'm using the same variable, x is less than 10. And within the while loop, what I'll do, I'll just print out the value of x itself. System.out.println x. Now tell me, if I run this code, what is the result that I would receive? Nandini says if I++ is not given, what will be the result? It will become an infinite loop. Chetan says 0 to 9. No, Chetan, this will be an infinite loop because I'm not incrementing x, that is x++. So Nandini, this is an answer to your question. If you do not increment the value of the counter, it will keep on printing, it won't increment, okay? It will be always 0 and 0 is always less than 10, so this loop will become infinite. Now I'll just put the x++ condition, increment it, and I save my file, run this code again, and I receive 0 till 9. Okay, so this time it is correct. So we are done with the while loop as well. Let's move on to the final loop, that is the do while. So I press Ctrl Enter, do while statement. So I'll use the static variable itself, x should be less than 10. Okay, and it should print system.out.println the value of x itself. Now tell me guys, what will be the result that I would receive? I also have to put the increment x++. Okay, I'm sorry the audio got lost. Vimal says 0 till 9, absolutely correct. Nandini says 0 to 9. Chetan says 0 to 9. That's correct. 0 till 9. Now I'll make a very small change. I'll make the value of x as 100 or 1000. This time the value of x is 1000. I'm checking the condition x less than 10. Now tell me, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? Chetan says 1000. What about the others? All of you, let me know. Please write down on the chart window. Nandini says will exit. Okay. I'll go with Chetan. It will print 1000. Nandini, your answer would have been correct in while loop and for loop because they check the condition first and then execute the statement. But in case of do while loop, what happens? The statement is executed first and the condition is checked at the end. That is why even if the condition is false, it will come here, it will execute for the first time, increment, and then check the condition. Now it found that it is false, so it is getting out of the loop. Right? So only 1000 has been printed on the console window. So do while loop at least runs for once. There's a difference between do while and other loops. That is, do while loop at least runs for one time. Okay? So I hope every one of you are quite clear with the loops that are present in Java. Let's get back to the presentation. And we come to methods. Methods have 5 components like modifiers. Modifiers are like public, private. These are used. So once you use modifiers, you'll understand the concept of them. Moving on, there are return types available in method. Okay, you have to mention the return type. That is what kind of value will be returned from this particular method. Whether it will be an integer value, then you'll mention int. If it is a string value, write string. Or if the method is not returning any value, in that case, you'll be putting void. Okay. Vimal says, what is modifiers? Modifiers are the access modifiers like public, private. You'll understand it when you will use it. Okay, once you use it, then only you'll be able to understand it. Right now, we won't be dealing with modifiers. Okay, Vimal. Nandini says, if we do not use any return method, then what will it return? If you're not returning anything, okay, your method does not have to return anything. In that case, you'll mention it void, as I said, void. That means empty. Okay. Please let me know if it is clear to you. Now, second is the method name. Now method name, you can give it any name, and that name will be the identifier of the method. That means using the name of the method, you'll be using that particular method, you'll be calling that method. Okay, like if it is an addition function, you name the method as add, then when you have to call the method, you'll be calling it with the name add. Okay. Third thing is the any number of parameters, like the example as I took of addition method. Now for addition method, it requires two numbers to add, that is integer x and integer y. So you'll write in the name of the method and you put the parenthesis, you'll write integer x comma integer y. It is representing that it is taking two parameters, that is two integer values, using which it will do something in the body of the method. Now if it is an addition method, then in the body of the method you'll be adding those two numbers that was present right here, that was passed to the method as parameters. Okay, in body of the method you actually define the functionality of that particular method, what operation will this method perform. So are you clear till now? What is a method? If yes, I'll show you a very small addition method how to write it. Okay, very good then. So I come here, I'll mention the method, I'll declare the method. So first I'll show you void add. Okay, right now this add method is not taking anything. So this is a void return type. It is not returning anything. It is not taking in any values within it. Okay, you can print something in it, system.out.println, and you print something like void method. Now if you have to use this method, what do you have to do? Come here, make the object of the class new. Using the object, you can use the method that is present in class 1. So ob dot, you can find add and semicolon. So using this, you are calling this method. Since it is not returning anything, we do not have to save anything right here. So as soon as this statement gets executed, it will come here and execute this statement. So when I run this code, I receive void method on the print screen. So all of you, let me know if you are clear with this void method. Now I'll make this method an integer return type and with two integer values as parameter. So let me know, are you clear? Okay, that's good to hear that. So integer add, within that I'll pass two integer values, integer x comma integer y. So this method is now taking two integer values. It is showing me an error because I told it that this integer will return a value. So I have to write return statement, return, and I'll add x plus y. Okay, so it will return the sum of x and y, or you can do like this as well. That is, declare a variable integer sum equals to x plus y, put a semicolon, and here you return sum. Okay, so you write sum. Can I give just add without giving a void? Okay, I'll just show you example. That is, let's see, the name of the function is void hello parenthesis and like this. Okay, now I'll remove this void for you right here. So as you can see, a big red line, so that represents that it is a warning. You cannot use a method without mentioning the return type. If it is not giving anything, you have to mention it as void. Are you clear, Nandini? So tell me guys, are you clear with this method that I have declared? Now after that, since this method is returning a value, it will return a sum. So now I have to change the call as well. So I'll use a variable like sum equals to, now I'll save it in a variable integer sum equals to ob.add or any sum1, anything. The variable name could be anything. ob.add, it is giving me an error because I have to send two numbers as parameters. So I'll pass 10 comma 10 or any 10 comma 11, and I save my file. Finally, I'll print the value system.out.println. In that I'll print sum 2, 2, 3, whatever it is, and I save my file. Now guys, tell me, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? It comes to this line, it will call the method, it will add here, and it will return a value. It won't give just 21. First it will print void method, so I'll write add method. Okay, so add method, and then it will print 21 as you're saying. Add method and 21. So all of you, are you clear how to use a method in Java? Please let me know on the chat window. Wonderful. Now, one final concept for today that will be on arrays, and then we'll be solving few questions on these topics that we learned today. Okay, so we come to arrays. An array is a list of similar things. An array has got three fixed things. One is the name of the array. So what will be the name of that particular array? You have to give the type of the array. What kind of values will this array store in it? Okay, that will be the type of the array. And finally, the length of the array. What will be the size of the array? That means how many elements can this array can store within it. These must be declared when the array is created. Array size cannot be changed during the execution of the code. So I'll just show you the example of an array, how to do it. I'll just comment this one. Here itself I'll create an array. So first of all, mention the data type, that is what kind of values will this array store. So I write int. That means my array will store an integer value. Name of the array, let's say ARR. I open the brackets right here. Equals to, you have to write the new operator, and then again mention the type, that is integer. Open the square brackets. Within that you have to mention the size of the array, something like 5, 20, anything. Okay, so you have defined three things: name of the array, type of the array, and the size of the array. So this is the way you declare the array. Other way could be integer ARR1, another array. You can also place the bracket before this, like right here. Equals to, you can directly define it by showing in curly braces. So you can put the values 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So like this, the array will be initialized directly, values will be assigned to array, and through this it will also get the size, that is 5 elements are there in it. So all of you, are you clear with the declaration of array? Then I'll tell you, if you define it like this, how to put elements into the array. Okay, so you can put elements like this, accessing the index. Okay, there is an index provided from 0 to 4. Since the size of the array is 5 and the index in Java starts from 0, so it will go from 0 till 4. So array 0 equals to 1. Similarly, array 1, array 1 equals to 2, array 2 equals to 3. One way is this, that is you do it one by one. Vimal says, sir, sorry, this time my dinner time start as I am in hostel. Vimal, just give me 5 more minutes. I'll just wrap it up quickly. Okay, because I have to give you a very important information about this course. Just give me 5 more minutes. So I'll quickly tell you how to use a for loop for assigning values in the array. So integer I equals to 0. I less than 5, since the size of the array is 5, and you put I plus plus right here. After this, you open the curly braces and you write ARR. You put the value of 5, which will act as index from 0 to 4 one by one, and you put the value I plus 1 in that. So it will assign the value. When you have to print the array here itself, as soon as the value goes inside this, I'll print the value as well. So ARR brackets, I pass I as well. Now this way I have inserted all the values into the array, and I'm printing it as well simultaneously. So when I run this code, I receive the output as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I hope everyone is quite clear with how to use an array and put the values into it. Please let me know. Okay, very good. Similar example, the same array, so a memory allocated to it. So this loop will run one by one, the values will go into the array. Okay, the same example that I took right there. So again, we are on course highlight. I hope you are quite clear with it. These all things: support session, Skype, regular online class, Saturday to Sunday. Nandini says, so it is similar to stack. Now using array you can implement stack. Okay, using array you can implement stack, but array is not a stack. It is a data structure in which you can put elements to it. You can store elements. Recorded sessions, everything is available, so I guess you are quite clear with it. Now you'll be receiving the recording, guys, so if you're guys in hurry, so let me know, or you want to solve this question, please write down on the chat window. Would you like to solve this question, everyone? Chetan says yes. What about the others? Okay, we'll come to the question part. Nandini says yes. Vimal is in a hurry because it's dinner time. So I'll just give a very small information that I want to give you, the important one. Small but important, right? I'll give you that information, and after that we'll do the questions. Is that fine with you? Let me know, please. Okay, good. So I'll tell you the enrolling thing. That is how to enroll yourself into the entire course. If you are quite interested to enroll, so I'll just let you know how to enroll yourself. Go to edureka.in first of all. Log in with your Facebook account as I did the last time. Scroll down, you'll find comprehensive Java course. Click on that. Okay, you'll come here. Now you'll find a buy now button. Click on that. You'll come to this page. Now the cost of the course is 5,999 rupees, and including the tax you'll have to pay 6,741 rupees. Okay, the next batch, the next class is on 23rd of March, and in order to go further in the course, in order to enroll yourself in the entire course, you'll have to enroll yourself first, and for that you have to pay this amount right here. But all of you, for all of you, there is a good news, that is you all are receiving a 20% discount on the entire course fee. Okay, so it is a happy news. Click on have discount coupon, enter JAVA in capital letters underscore 20, and then click on redeem. As soon as you click on redeem, you receive a 20% discount, that is around 1,349 rupees. Okay, so you just have to pay 5,390 rupees at the end, including the tax. That would be the final fees, right? So I hope you actually like this. After this you can click on pay now, and you can enter all your details, and you can do the payment by debit card, credit card, or net banking. So all of you, are you quite clear with this part, how to enroll yourself in the course, how to go for the next class, and the entire course, the projects, everything? Please let me know if you're clear with it. Okay, Chetan says yes, Nandini says yes. What about Vimal, are you clear with it? Okay, very good. So one final question before the questions. All the series of questions, how many of you are looking forward to enroll yourself? How many of you are actually interested to come to the next class, learn Java and make a project on it? Tell me on the chat window, guys. Do you want to come to the next class? Guys, let me know. I just want to see your interest right here. Okay, Chetan says, we'll think, sir. Okay, Shashank finally said something. I'll look forward to come to the next class. That's good. What? Vimal says, yes, of course. Okay. Nandini says, we'll think over it. Okay, we'll tell later. That's fine. So just guys, think over it. You have got the discount coupon as well. Not everyone receives it. It will be valid for just one day. That is, it will be valid till day after tomorrow, 21st of March. Okay, and your batch is starting on 23rd. That is, your first class will be on 23rd of March. Okay, so you need to hurry up if you want to use the discount code. The 20% discount code, I'll just send it on your chat window as well. And all of you, there is a question on your screen, right? Can you all hear my voice? Please write down on the chat window. All of you, can you all hear my voice? Can you all hear my voice? Please let me know. Chetan says yes, Nandini says yes. Okay, that's good. So I've sent the discount code on your chat windows. You can use the discount code, note it down. Okay? Don't you forget to use it. It is for your own good. Now tell me guys, what will be the answer of this question right here in front of you? What do you think will be the output? It is on simple object thing and method. You call an object, you use a method. So what do you think will be the result of this question right here? Any one of you? How to save this recorded class? Mahi, okay, finally Mahi just spoke up. And Mahi, you don't have to record the class you do not have to save it by yourself. They'll be sending you the recording of the class on your email ID. Okay? You just need to check your email ID for the discount code, the details, as well as for your recording of the class. Is that clear to you? Please let me know on the chat window. So guys, let me know the answer. Can you give me the answer or not? If not, let me know on the chat windows, then I'll give you the answer. Mahi, what do you think the answer of this question is? Vimal, Nandini, Chetan, anyone? Nandini says confusing a bit. That is why I've given you the question so that it can actually confuse you and then clear your concept. So shall I give you the answer now? Okay, then I'll show you the answer for this question. Then you solve the next one. Okay, then I'll just close this one. 49 and 7, Chetan says. No, both the answers cannot be. Okay, either it is 49, either it is 7. Now tell me what would be the answer. 49 or 7? It will only return one value, that is the hint. Chetan says, but there is no else statement. Absolutely, there is no else statement. That does not matter. If can stand alone. Okay, if only checks the condition. If it is true, it will execute the next statement. If it is false, it will get out of there. And it will execute after the if block. Please let me know, guys. Okay, Chetan goes for 49, an absolutely correct answer. I come to Eclipse, question 1, and I see the solution right here. So what we are doing actually, we are creating a boolean variable which is set to true. So test is equal to true and the value of x is 343. Now in this integer y equals to new Edureka. Edureka is the class in which there is a function that is go. So you can also create an object like this and you can access the method. So write go, and in that I pass parameters. One is the boolean variable that is true, and x equals to 343 right here. Now when you pass these values, this gets saved right here. So b will also be equal to true and I will be equal to 343. Moving inside, it checks if b. So B is true right here. So if true, so goes inside. It comes here. I is 343. So 343 divided by 7 is 49. It goes back. That 49 value is saved in Y. It is returned and saved in Y, and you are printing the value of Y. When I run this code, you receive a result 49 in the console window. Nandini and Chetan, you both are correct. Okay. Now if I make it false, it won't print the else it won't print the if block. Okay, this time it will directly come here and execute it because B will be equals to false as I set it right here. I run it, I receive a result 7 on the console window. Are you all clear with it? Please write down on the chat window. Okay, good. Now we come to the second question. Now the question is right here. Now you have to choose first, second and third and then fourth. In the line fourth, which will be actually giving the result, either the first statement out println or the second or the third. The result is a bar, there is a space and then 12.345 then a bar. So you have to print this. Which of these three output statements will give you the result on the console window? Please write down on the chat window. What is percentile? Chetan says. Okay, this is the syntax using which you can actually mention, you can print a decimal value. And Nandini says second statement and the answer is the third one. Okay, so let's explain it. I come here. Now, when you write modulus percentage 8.3f, then it actually means after point, if you write 3, then it means that after point it will be printing 3 values. 8 means that it will be using 8 spaces, and right now this should be 7 as the question. So it will be printing 7 spaces and 3 after point. So when I run this code, I receive a bar, a space, 12.345. Now when you count it, 345 is equals to 3, right? That is after point. And 1 to 3, comma, point is 4, 2 is 5, 1 is 6, and the space is 7. So altogether there are 7 spaces and 3 after point. Okay, so this is the syntax that you have to follow when you are printing something like this. So are you clear now? Chetan and Nandini, please let me know. Nandini says yes, clear. What about you, Chetan? Chetan says yes. Good. Need more questions? Okay, very good then. We come to the third question now. So tell me the answer to this question. What do you think will be the result when I print y square brackets 2 and then square brackets 1? Will it be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, or it is a compilation failure? Chetan says 3. I'm afraid, Chetan, you're wrong. Guess some other answer now. Okay then. Nandini says 6. Nandini, you're actually thinking in the right direction, but you have to think more. In Java, index starts from which position? That is a hint. It starts from 0 and Chetan has got the answer. It is 7. Absolutely correct. Nandini, you were also correct, but you just forgot that in Java index starts from 0. So it will be the 7th value. I'll just show you the answer now. So this is the array. You have divided the entire array into 3 blocks. One contains 2 elements. The second block will contain, sorry, 0th block contains 2 elements. The first block contains 3 elements and the second block contains 4 elements. So second, when you write 2 here, so it will directly go to the second block, and when you write 1, so 0 and then 1, so the value will be 7 right here. I run this code and I receive a result 7 on the console window. So I guess you have got the answer correct. Moving on. Well, last and final question, that will be question number 4, that is on array lists. You would have seen that in your exams you receive sometime out of the course question. So this is that question for you, so that you are left thinking. So you feel like that you have to learn something more. It is not the end. Java contains a lot of things, so you should be aware of that. So just attempt this question and let me know what will be the answer to it. Okay. Chetan says 2531. Exactly correct. It is the correct answer. Good answer this time, Chetan. Nandini says, sorry, I can't get the answer. Never mind, Nandini, I'll give you the answer then. Chetan has given me the correct answer, so I just opened the solution. And the solution for final question. We come here. Now we created an array list like this that will store integer values to it. So using the add function of array list, I'm adding value 1 to it first, then 5 and then 3. So I'll just comment the rest of the part first of all. Control 7. Now I'll show you the stepwise. I run this code. The values in the array list are 1, 5 and 3. Right? As we have inserted 1, 5 and 3, after that I uncomment this line, that is collection.sort, and I pass a within that. So this function will sort the values of array, and when I run it now, I'll receive value 1, 3 and 5 in the ascending order. So the array has been sorted, the array list. Okay, I hope you are clear till now. I remove this again. Now array dot add 2. Now we are adding a number 2, so that number will get added at the end of this list. So 1, 3 and 5, 2 will be the result. So when I run it, I receive 1, 3 and 5, 2. 2 has been added at the end. Finally, I uncomment the final statement, that is collections.reverse A. So what it will do, it will just reverse the values. So we'll receive a result 2531 on the console window right here, and that is the answer. 2531. So all of you, are you clear with this? Nandini says yes. What about, okay, Chetan gave me the correct answer. Okay then, we come to the final and end of the slide. So this was all for today's class. So guys, right after this class, you'll receive a survey to fill in. Don't forget to fill in the survey. Give your comments, give your suggestion, whatever you think, like about the instructor, about the class, as well as any suggestion that you have from your end. You can mention it there. This way we'll improve ourselves and provide you a better class in the future. Okay, so will you guys fill in the survey? Please write down on the chat window. Chetan says yes. What about Nandini? Nandini says, had a happy learning session. I'm very glad to hear that, Nandini, and the pleasure was all mine. Okay, it was great to have you all in today's class. Thank you for being here today. And not to forget, you have received a 20% discount code, that is JAVA_20, that is present on your chat windows. Note it down. Also, you'll receive an email regarding this. So it would be good. If you want to enroll yourself, why not enroll with a 20% discount code, right? That discount code will be valid till 21st of March, that is day after tomorrow, Thursday. So for now, I'll take a leave. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you all for being here today, and hope to see you all in the next class. That is on 23rd of March. Bye-bye. Thank you. Happy learning. Chetan says, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Nandini says, bye. Bye.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.